Just gonna thanks, Annie. So, okay, welcome to Wake Up Wednesday. So glad you're here. I was thinking about a guest this week, and I said, who needs a guest when I have so much talent that shows up to this meeting all the time? Right, guys? I mean, we've got more experience, more talent in this room than, I don't know, a lot of the other Zooms that I go on. Not knocking anybody, but I'm partial to this one. So I just kind of wanted to open it up to everyone and to be able to say, okay, what's going on? What's working? Can you believe it's spring and it's the end of March already? So this is everybody unmute themselves. I don't want to be the only one talking.
Well, I love the idea. I think we learn so much sometimes just from conversation, right? I
Right.
feel like Misty and I'll plan things a lot, and then sometimes the most unplanned days are like the best days with people. So, so I love the idea. Um,
Perfect. I'm glad. So let's see. Is there anybody on here for the first time besides Tony, who's a longtime friend? We worked together at Keller Williams for years. He was actually out in my office in Laguna. Um, Tony, why don't you introduce yourself? Tell everybody who you are and where you're from.
Cool. So Tony Caliendo, and I've been in the industry since 2001. Peggy and I met, God, Peggy, was it '09?
I think so. It was
Yeah,
when I first started hanging out with
yeah,
Gene and Susan.
yeah. So it was '09. And so I've been a full-time coach for the last 16 years. I'm still licensed. I don't practice. Every once in a while, I will dust off my license and do something. But I sold at a really high level in Dallas. I had a team. We closed on average 15 to 20 homes a month. So I sold, then went into leadership, which is partly why I got the pleasure of meeting Peggy, and then went into coaching. So that's my run. I currently live in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and love it here, and get to wake up every day in a really awesome place. And I have great people in my life like Peggy.
Thank you, Tony. You guys, he's a great resource, and I want to get Tony on as a speaker. So let me ask you guys, what is going on? How's your business doing? Let's get really real here. It's just a small group of
Busy.
people. Who's busy? Carlene, jump in. You're right down the street from me in Cape Coral.
Yeah.
Tell me, tell me,
Yeah,
tell me, tell me.
it's crazy busy
Okay.
with buyers, out of state buyers. Um
Okay.
I don't know, like all the stars aligned, all my systems, everything I was working on last year is starting to produce amazing results. I've had two buyer consultations this week already. Actually a third one too. He put an offer in from Ocala. It wasn't accepted, but yeah, there's just a lot. And I actually created a custom GPT to help me with these buyers to compare properties in Cape Coral because our market is so unique. And I find myself repeating myself over and over again
Okay.
why the age of the house differs and the flood zones differ and the elevation and different windows and all of that. So I started with a spreadsheet and a GPT to actually help them evaluate and compare the properties. So
That's great.
we'll see how that goes. I've used it with one, and my top priority property was the one that actually came out on top. So my instincts are good.
Oh my gosh, that's really exciting. So, do you want to share with us what kind of prompts did you put into it?
So with the GPT, what to do it custom, I had to actually build the spreadsheet first.
Okay.
So I had to put all the different criteria in and let it build the spreadsheet. So then it could go out when I put a property in, it knew what pieces of criteria it was going to compare.
Yeah.
So then from there, I could feed it. I think I fed it like 8 or 9 properties, and it created the spreadsheet with 8 or 9 properties. And then I said, okay, evaluate these properties against. I had like a control property,
Okay.
one that, but I don't even think you need to do it that way, but I questioned it that way because I wanted them to compare each property against that one. And the criteria I was looking for was risk, and like which was the better buy, which was the better long-term investment. And so I asked those different questions, and then it brought up each property and it evaluated it and gave me an assumption and then a summary and a recommendation. So,
That's amazing. I mean, look at the tools that we have. So,
mhm.
would you say that's the number one thing that you're doing differently as far as supporting your clients on what properties?
I would say, as far as working with buyers, yes. And
Mm-hmm.
literally, I was able to do this. Um, I did it without the custom GPT and just started like questioning AI.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my answer in probably 15 minutes. And I think it would have taken me a half a day to evaluate all those properties. So that
Hey,
saved me
Carlene,
time.
can
Yeah.
I want to ask a couple because I'm a chat GPT user.
Hmm.
What, when you created that Excel spreadsheet with the criteria, did you just give it the Excel spreadsheet? You imported it into chat?
I asked it to create one for me.
Oh,
Okay. And then, so you had the columns like square feet, how many bathrooms, how many bedrooms, um, remodeled pool, I'm just trying to think of all the things. And then
Hmm.
you when you input all the houses to compare, how did you input those?
I just fed them the addresses.
And it
It
knew all the
literally
details?
It literally built the spreadsheet. I fed them the addresses. I said use public records and listings, and because they were all listed properties, and it was able to fill in every column pretty much. Yeah.
Now,
wow.
obviously, not everything is on MLS, right? Because if it's a newly
Right.
built product, it wouldn't be on Zillow.
Right.
I assume it's scraping it from Zillow or Redfin or Realtor.com, one of those.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Mm.
And you kind of have to, make sure it's correct, but it worked out fine, this one for me. It really went very smoothly. And, the reality is something like this, it's directional anyway, because they just need to be able to narrow down from, you know, 10 or 20 to 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
So, you really need a tool to, I felt like I needed something better than, um, because he kept saying to me, well, why are they on the market so many days? And I'm like, well, that's just how many days properties are on the market here. And he'd say, well, why is this one so cheap? And it's like, well, because it was built in 1966. So I kind of felt like, I was relying on, even though it's objective, there was some subjectivity there. I
Mm-hmm.
don't want him to buy a really old house because I don't think it's a good investment. So I said, all right, let me take my opinion out of this and my
Mm-hmm.
experience and expertise, and let's just see what the pure data shows and how they're evaluated against each other. And I was surprised with how accurate my results were.
Okay, you got to
So
That's
put your phone number in the chat because there might be some of us that want to call you, girlfriend. Please.
sure.
so what okay, so let's just talk about the market. Where are
Mhm.
you getting your leads from?
So, I did something last year that I thought was going to be great and it wasn't. And then so I did Nosy Neighbor with Bull Trail, and I got a
Okay.
lot of nosy neighbors. Um, so about 5 months into that, I complained to Inside Real Estate and I said, I'm spending a lot of money and I'm getting people who just moved into their houses scanning the QR code. My market's
Mm-hmm.
just not really, it's a little unique, not right for this. So they switched me over to their Leads 360, which is like a Google pay-per-click.
Okay.
And it took a good 6 weeks of me, calling Amex and not letting them charge my card because I was getting nothing. And then all of a sudden, the leads started flowing in. So I'm getting about 25 to 28 leads a month now from the Leads 360. And That was mid-February to now.
How much
And
Mm-hmm.
are
two of
they?
them, I'm sorry.
How much are they?
So it's $500 a month. So it's like a Google pay-per-click.
Mm-hmm.
Two have become clients already. They've signed BBAs, and I've got about 11 that have they're active where they're communicating with me. Um, Part of the nosy neighbor was like $749 a month. So the other 250 they're putting into what they call Concierge Pro. And it is a US concierge who follows up on that lead as soon as it comes in
Okay.
to my CRM. And um, they only do the first 25 leads, and it's not just the Google pay-per-click leads. I've got leads coming in from Facebook. I did Turnkey Suite last year, and Meta has done a lot with AI, and those leads coming in are good as well. I've got a client and 8 actives from that this year already. So the concierge will follow up on any new lead coming into the system as long as I've got that hashtag in there. So at 25 leads, I hit 25 the middle of this month, and I turned it off because it was going to be $8 a lead. So
Okay.
next month I'm going to turn it on and pay the additional 8 and see how many more convert with her help. Um, so it was like I've got all these little pieces and they've come together. And I'm not lying. I have relied on daily conversations with Chat GPT, tracking this is what's on my calendar, this is what I want to accomplish. And um, and it's helping me stay accountable and guiding me towards where I need to spend my time because I also have 5 or 6 listings right now and 2 pending. And some of the listings are old, so I'm trying to keep them refreshed. And
Mm-hmm.
so I've got a lot of moving parts, and I don't have an assistant. I just have a transaction coordinator. And I want to try to, my goal is to keep more of my money because last year I didn't keep any of my money, and it
Mm-hmm.
created a lot of problems when things slowed down. So I'm trying to find systems and ways to build my business. I just got my just 4 years license, so I'm still fairly new.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But I feel like
That's great.
I hit the hump. And
Yep.
so now I don't want to drop any balls. So my assistant is Chat GPT. And literally when I built that custom GPT, I asked it, how do I build this in you? And it gave me the steps.
So
So
you just kept asking, you were having conversations with it and you just kept asking
like it's
questions with
you,
it.
like I was sitting down with you, Peggy, saying, okay, this is what I need to do. These are my tools. How do I do it? What's my next step? And
Perfect.
oh, I don't understand that. Walk me through the next step. So,
I'm so happy that you shared this because, we've had some great people on with AI training over the years that we've been doing this. And a lot of the things are, I'm afraid, I don't know where to start. It seems overwhelming. And so, what I want everyone to hear today is that you just have to go on and
mhm.
start talking to it as if you were
Don't be
sitting
afraid.
there. Don't be afraid with another person. You're right,
Yeah.
Lisa. That is a great job. She is doing a really great job. And Carlene, you're making it sound simple, which is great. So you
Yeah.
started out with a tool that we all have. I pay
Mhm.
the upgraded $20 a month or whatever it
Yep.
is for it.
Yep. And that's all, that's where I am with it. I'm not anything extra.
And I talk to it all the time. So it's getting to know me. And if any of you are nervous or whatever, Carlene put her name in the chat. We've got, Nick Krim has been on here, Phil Stringer, you name it. Carrie, we've had everybody talking about it. But I love the fact that you just sat here, Carlene, thank you so much, and made it sound like, oh
Mhm.
my gosh, it's almost like chat for dummies. We can do
Yeah.
it.
Well, but you know what? We're all smart people. And last
We
year
are.
I sat and I listened to, and nothing against these people because I love them and they're amazing, but Phil Stringer and Carrie Sove, and I was like, you know what? I don't have $10,000 to pay them right now. And I can figure this out. And maybe I
Mm-hmm.
don't need what they're doing. I need what I need. So I just started branching out and trying to use it differently and use it for what I needed. And I kind of just removed all the paradigms and I just told myself, I'm a smart person. I'm going to figure it
Yeah.
out, just like I did any other business strategy in my older businesses and any other career in my life. Um, I create things out of what I need, and that's what worked for me. So what you
Yay.
guys do is going to be very unique and specific to what you need. And all you really need to know from me is it's a simple tool to use if you just use it and don't be afraid.
Take away the fear factor. That's it.
You can't break it.
Just right. You can't break it. There isn't anything wrong. Just start out talking to it and asking even just simple questions.
Yeah, and
So,
challenge it when it's wrong. Just say, wait, that's not what I said, or,
mhm.
that's not true, or try again, or whatever.
I've challenged it and asked it, where did you get your information? Tell me the sources that you're getting the information
Mhm.
from. So I love it. Thank you for sharing that. Let's see
Yeah,
who else
I have to
is
say
on
something
here
so
this
fast,
morning.
Peggy, on this because I'm over here laughing with embarrassment, to be honest, Carlene.
Why,
I
Lisa?
I love the simplicity of it. And I have to tell you that every time I go and people are like, well, I created this, I created a GPT. I created this. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool. These people know some pretty high level AI stuff. I didn't realize that like what you did, which I do to a little degree,
Mhm.
is creating a GPT. That's how naive and kind of I'm like, oh, that's such that voodoo out there. I don't know. I'm like tiptoeing into the water, but I love this. I have 8 LOIs I have to compare today, and
Okay.
I'm gonna create a GPT to put all these
Yeah,
different
yeah,
categories in and see
yeah,
who's
yeah.
got the best overall LOI for
And
me.
you don't even, yeah,
Mhm.
you don't even need to create a GPT to do that the first time. I
Yeah.
mean, you just load them all in and start telling it what to do. I created the GPT because after I did it once, I wanted to be able to have it just, um, do automatically without me asking all the questions every single time. So, it was sort of that was the next generation of being able to use it
Is it
more.
is it is it fair to say when you're creating the GPT is when you have figured out what rules you want to set in place?
Yeah. Yep. When you understand what you want it to do for you every single time you have that situation, then ask it, say, can we create a custom GPT to do what we just did?
Wow. Okay.
And it'll say yes, and it'll give you a whole bunch of stuff. And sometimes it gives you like, it goes on and on and on. And it's like, okay, and I just bring it back in. I say, okay, well, show me how to do that.
Hey, Peggy.
Brilliant.
I
Yes.
think,
Hey, Tony.
yeah, I think this is brilliant because this is leverage.
Hmm.
Anytime you
Exactly.
finding yourself doing the same thing over and over and over, there's an opportunity to build and automate, and that's what you did. And so getting that leverage for $20 a month
I know.
is significant.
Unbelievable.
And then you think about how you can reallocate that time to doing your dollar productive activity. It's a
Yeah.
huge return on investment. So I would just invite everybody to think about what am I doing on the regular that every time I sit down, I'm kind of recreating it or going through the
Hmm.
steps again and thinking about how you can create it in AI and do exactly what Carlene did. I mean, how much time are you saving, Carlene, per buyer, would you say?
Oh gosh, it could be, a half a day for,
Yes.
every time they look and they heart five, properties.
That's
Hmm.
huge.
Because, it's our job to help them narrow it down. And, they're coming down and they want to look for one day, 3 hours. I had somebody 2 years ago, a friend of mine, I showed them 42 properties. And I said I would never again do that. So now I'm like, okay, well, now I really will never have to do that.
Exactly. I love it. Thank you for
Mhm.
sharing this. Who else? Okay, so this is a great tip because this is what I wanted from this call today was what's working for us? What are we doing to leverage ourselves? What are we doing that's not costing us money? Yes, you're paying for leads, which is great. Not everyone can do that at a point in their career, and some people are doing it at a very high level. So I'm going to ask the group, hi, Stacy, you're driving with those white shades on. Can you talk for a minute? Let's see if you can unmute yourself without going off the road there. I hate doing this to you. Give her a second. Hi.
Okay, here I am. Hey.
Hey, how are you?
I am good. I'm driving some kiddos to school right now.
Okay, do you have a second to talk?
I do. Yeah.
So I would love for you to share about what you've been doing. You started it, I believe, last year. You're on fire with this. Talk about your social media posts, because that's another thing that's free. But you are constantly out there, and I love it.
Yeah, I shoot videos like once a month. I do like all my video work. And thank you to ChatGPT, because they give me all kinds of ideas and scripts and things like that. And I'm very big into health and wellness too. So, and mindset and all that stuff. So it's not just about real estate, but it's about all that stuff that, you know, I am interested in. And I just do quick little reels, like 30-second, 40-second scripts. And every morning I just post it. And yeah, it's slowly, I've been doing it now for almost a year and a half. And like, I'll be out and about at a restaurant and people will be like, oh, I love your videos. I have no idea who they are. But unfortunately, I haven't gotten any leads that way, but I think it's the long game, and I know it's coming, and it's making me appear to be the expert, and, you know, just constantly bringing value to people. So I think that's great, and I think eventually it'll pay off. And I mean, I don't know. I'm busy. I'm super busy, which is crazy because January and February were like dead. But I have like 4 under contract right now, 2
Congratulations.
in negotiations, and 4 listings. So that is the busiest I've ever been since I've been in real estate for 4 years. So I'm pretty stoked about that. And I wish I was like that every single month.
Okay, don't say you wish, because you know what you focus on. We are going to be like that every single month.
Yes,
like you
thank
said,
you.
This is the long game. Think about when you came into the market. Share where you are, because I love the referral partners that we get going on here. So tell everyone where you're from.
Okay, I live in Louisiana. I am also licensed in Mississippi because it's right next to me. And I absolutely love Tony. Tony was one of the first people that I met when I first joined EXP. Him and I were like the first people in line at one of the EXP conferences in Vegas, and we got to talking, and he's just awesome.
Love it.
I remember that, Stacy. We were bright and early. We were there before the staff was there.
Yep, exactly.
Tony wants to get a good seat. It's like, if I'm coming this far, I'm going to show up.
All right.
Hold on.
What's that?
I said, Tony loves to get a good seat too. It's if I've come this far, I'm going to be there bright and early, front row center, taking notes. So Stacy, what would you say to someone who's like, oh my God, how do you do that much content? And you said you do it 1 time a month, you film it all. Walk us through that, because this is a best practice, guys. It's easy.
I'm not doing that. It's once a month. Literally, it takes me like 3-4 hours. The hardest part is like making sure that like everybody is quiet in my house. So like the earlier in the morning, the better, because everybody's sleeping or whatever. And it's really not that hard. I just bring all kinds of clothes downstairs and I change out and you know, I prep it because I have all the scripts in Big View that I put in there. And yeah, I just go one right after the other.
I love it. Well, if you haven't followed Stacy, go see her on Instagram. And is that how they find you, by your first and last name?
Yep.
Go watch some of her things, guys. It's great. It will get you motivated, inspired to do it, because you just said, I'm going to take a camera and I'm going to start filming and start talking about what's going on. So perfect.
Thanks. You.
I'm Misty, you're driving. How are you, honey?
I'm good. I want to throw somebody under the bus, though.
Okay.
Somebody in this room shared something with me this week that kind of opened my eyes to some things, and they actually got super, super vulnerable and sent me some of their first videos that they did, which I thought was super, super cool because a lot of times we really judge ourselves, especially in the beginning of doing something. So Brandy on this call, she has a really, really, really great YouTube, and we talked about it in Cabo. And so I went to Brandy's YouTube and I started watching it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I could never do this. I could never catch up to where she is and what she's done. So I just reached out to her and I called her and I was like, dude, what are you doing? How did you do this? What does it look like? How did it look when you started? And this girl dug in her vault and sent me videos from some of her very first ones. And I thought that was
Wow.
so cool of her. And she showed me exactly how they were recorded before they were broken up and,
Mm.
edited. So I thought that was really neat that she was willing to share that with me. So I just really wanted to shout her out for that.
Well, thank you. And I'm going to get Brandy on because I see her. She's got her camera on. And
I'm still
again,
in my pajamas. I was gonna
that's
get ready
okay.
and the phone thing wouldn't work, so I'm like, all right, I'm showing up in my PJs.
Well, listen, what was this whole thing created 4 years ago was come as you are, grab a cup of coffee and let's just chat. The community, again, I can't stress the community. And Annie, we've talked about, I'm just going to digress for a minute. Annie is great about inviting guests to this. And I will then follow up with the guests. I don't talk EXP. It's just, hey, how are you? Love some feedback. Tell me what you're thinking about this. Because, guys, this is come as you are. We have speakers. We never know what's going to happen. And then sometimes it's us because the knowledge that we have here, the trust that we've created, and the ability to say, hey, I want to share with you. I have no agenda. I'm not charging to do this. I want people who are EXP, who are not on this call, or non EXP people to come and really experience what we have going on because there's nothing else like it out there. And so for, Misty to be able to call you and you be able to say, well, Randy, tell us what you did. And you were very vulnerable. You started from your first YouTube to all the way up. So walk us through what you're doing on YouTube. We'd love to hear it.
Sure, absolutely. So I don't pay for leads. All my business last year was 100% lead free, no cost aside from my editor to video or to edit my videos once a week.
Okay.
And now my channel is monetized. So basically, I'm getting paid for my channel. So that in turn pays for my editing. So all it's costing me is my time to write my script, my time to sit down and record it. And that's it. So last year, just from YouTube, and I'm a small fry. I'm not the big players. But last year, just from YouTube, I did 7.2 million in sales just from the YouTube.
Okay. Say that again.
I
Last
did
year, $7.2 million in business directly related to your YouTube channel.
correct.
Come on,
Yep.
guys. I mean, if you don't give her some love on this, that's freaking amazing. Amazing. So tell us, you got the
Brandy, can you
floor.
post your YouTube channel so we can see what you're doing?
Absolutely. It's at Life in Raleigh, NC. And the year before, when I first started, I did 2 million roughly. It was like 1.9 and change. And then it jumped to 7.2. And then year to date, I'm at 1.1 million on the books, not
Uh-huh.
including, all the people I have running around right now. But I have 10 under contract right now,
That's
year to
amazing.
date from this year.
Okay, you got to
So,
type it in the chat though for us.
let me find a little chat box here. There you go.
I think one of the coolest things that Brandy told me, when she first started this, she had no clue if this was even something, that she was gonna you look at doing. But and I loved it because she told me, I know I get super nervous on camera like that, but she's like, I get sweaty every time still, but I just do it. I just, just do it. And I love that she does it the same place in her house every single week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
So
She
for
just
me, the hard thing was starting. It literally took me 4 months of getting over myself to be able to start. I just could not turn the camera on. I tried to buy all these products, all these things, like they show you out in the world, and I just couldn't do it. I'm like, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not tech savvy. I don't know how to, work this GoPro. I don't know how to do this. So finally I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to turn on my iPhone and sit down and talk to my dogs. So I looked at my dogs, right? I put their bed right there, and
That's so
I'm in my
funny.
kitchen with the coffee, behind me. I'm like, I'm just going to invite people into my kitchen. And that's what I did. I turned it on and just started talking to them. And if they
Oh,
barked, I would pick them up and I would introduce them to people and be like, "Oh, this is my dog," And I started having
so
people
Brandy,
call
we
me.
might call you. So I might be calling you because I have a YouTube channel that I'm not really good at. And anyway, so I did post your channel in the chat for people that want to subscribe and look at it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So
So
keep going. This is awesome information.
so basically I don't even know who it was, but I was listening to a podcast one day, and 4 months in, couldn't get over myself, and this girl that I follow was like, when someone calls you and wants to see a home, do you say, "No, I don't like the way that I look. No, I'm in my yoga pants. No, I didn't do my hair. I'm too fat. I'm too this. I'm too old." No, you like, "Yeah, let me go help you." You start talking to them, or you show up at the house and help them. So what's the difference with videoing something? um People are choosing you for you and what you
Mm-hmm.
know, and if you don't show up, there's someone out there that you're not going to be able to help, and they were waiting for you. They were relying on you, and you didn't show up. Would you do that if a client called you and say, "I can't do it"? Absolutely not. And I'm like, you know what, you're right. Like, I show up when someone calls me. So what's the difference in a camera? If I've had things, wrong with my face, my roots are showing, and I'm like, you know what? If they called me right now, I would show up and show them a house. So why can't I do this on camera? And so I got past myself and I said, I'm going to do it. And in the beginning, I just had a piece of paper. I would just Google things, look up information
Mm-hmm.
that I would think that people would want to know. Relocating here, I moved here sight unseen, didn't know a soul. And I didn't know anything about the area. I couldn't even name the 12 towns that surrounded my main metro area. So I said, well, I'm going to learn this stuff and I'm going to teach people along the way. So it's going to help them cut their time off just like it's helping me. And so I just showed up. I was myself. You will
Mm-hmm.
get some haters. You'll get people that say, "Oh, you have too many wrinkles. Oh, this, that, oh, you said the wrong thing. You pronounced it wrong." And I'm like, "Okay, great. Thanks for correcting me. Really appreciate you." But you'll also get people that love you and say, "Oh my gosh, because of you, I'm going to move here. Because of you, I found out about something I didn't know about." And now fast forward, I mean, my local friends and community watch me and they'll stop me and say, "Hey, I've lived here for 10 years in this town and did not know that about this town. Thank you for
Wow.
sharing." And I'm like, "Oh, absolutely." So you'll get local people that will just watch just for the knowledge of, what's going on, which is nice. Um, but at the end of the day, again, you just have to turn your phone on. I always tell people, if you just to get started, I had zero B-roll. I didn't have anything. Everything was super generic, and I just
Mm-hmm.
talked. And I would just read my script, look at it, look in the camera, look at it, look at. So I was just trying to memorize. And finally,
Uh-huh.
after a year and a half of doing that, I'm like, there's got to be a better way. So I started practicing on a teleprompter, and it was very
Okay.
difficult for me in the beginning, but eventually it becomes like second nature. So you
Which
just,
teleprompter do you use?
the one I use, it's called teleprompter, but it has like an orange, I don't know if it'll show it. It has like an orange, let me look in my apps real quick so I can see what the actual name is. But if you Google, not Google, but if you go under apps, under teleprompter, and you look for the one that has the orange line,
Mm-hmm.
that's the one that I use. I can't find it. I'll find it later and share it with you guys.
Okay.
But it's nice because you can either pick your speed or let it talk with you. It'll stop and start. That one I couldn't figure out. So I've basically figured out what my time is. So I know when I go to set it, what percentage it's going to go. And I just do it that way. And even just to start, if you have a lot of new construction and you don't want to sit there and do scripts, you can just show up at a home and say, here I am at such and such place. I'm going to show you this home, and just start walking around and just talk like you would with a client. Lance and I started doing that this year, where we're just doing very small snippets that are less than 3 minutes. We won't say where we are. We'll say how far away we are from our major metro area, less than 15 minutes, less than 20 minutes, to get people to call us. And then we'll show them the information. And then we always give them a lead magnet. So whether it's our YouTube or a video we're doing, we offer something for free. But in exchange for that free something, they're going to give us their email and phone number. And all the lead magnets I'm creating through Gamma. Gamma is like your best friend. So I love ChatGPT. I talk to it like it's my best friend. It hallucinates sometimes, so you have to be careful because it'll tell you things exist that don't exist. So definitely ask for the source. But as you start creating something, or you're asking yourself, whatever it is, like I just did one on downtown Raleigh. I'm in North Carolina, and there's 6 different districts. And I wasn't familiar with them and wanted to get more familiar. And by the time I finished my script, I'm like, wow, this is a really cool city. And I didn't even know half the stuff existed. So I said, hey, ChatGPT, based on my script and based on all the stuff that I talked about, I'd like to create a guide. And it was like, that's a great idea. We could do this and that. And we went back and forth. And then I said, okay, great. Now can you turn all this information into Gamma format? And then it gives you Gamma format. And then literally you just cut and paste that into Gamma. And you answer a few questions, how you want it to look and everything, how many slides you want, and it'll literally in seconds just boom, 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 boom. And it creates it for you. And then inside these guides that you're creating, you can insert your personal information. You can put your calendar in there where it can link them to schedule with you. It could take it, you to their YouTube channel if you've written a book, anything you've done, additional guides, like I do commuter guide, city guide. So I superimpose these in there. And what's nice is when you make it one time, Gamma has where you can open up a previous guide that you've done and you say, I want to copy this page to this guide. So you don't have to keep recreating the wheel. So at the end of my guides, they always end the same with my information, my calendar, my extra freebies that I'm going to give you. And they're all clickable links that take you to that. And it will also show you that people are going in and people are looking. So when they download it, it's part of my CRM. So it actually shows me on this day, this time, these are the guides that people opened and looked at, and here's their information. So I could then call or email them. And I've had multiple calls and some that are currently coming in town to visit from just those free guides.
This is brilliant. Look at that again. I'm so proud of the talent that we have on these calls and that shares. A couple of people had their hands up. Stacy, yes.
Real quick. How long is the sweet spot for your videos on YouTube?
So I always say as long as they need to be for the information you're giving. You don't want to make them too long or too short. A sweet spot's probably going to be about 10 to 15 minutes. I'm very analytical. So I talk a lot. So my videos are usually around 18 to 25 minutes, but I've really been trying to dial them in.
Wow.
If we've done home tours in the past, they can be as long as 30 to 45 minutes. Again, it just kind of depends. What are you showing people? But the goal is you want to keep people on as long as possible. So the longer you keep them on and engaged, the more their algorithm's going to push you out to other people. So when you start out, you want people to at least be engaged for 3 to 4 minutes. That's considered a long time. So right now I'm up to about 7 to 8 minutes, depending on my video. some of Lance's videos, 10 to 12 minutes people are watching. So of course, for them to be watching that long, that means they're longer, because they're usually going to watch about a third to half of ours is on average what people are watching right now.
Okay.
So yeah.
That's amazing. I would never have thought a video that long people would be watching. So you must be giving a tremendous amount of content. And how long does it take you to write all this? Is chat doing it for you? Tell us
So
about that.
in the beginning, when I was doing this, ChatGPT did not exist. So I
Okay.
was literally just Googling things and
Mm-hmm.
trying to put myself in a position. Okay, if I moved here or I wanted to move to a different section in town or wherever, what kind of information would I want to know? And then I would just Google that information and be like, oh, that's great. Let's add that to the script. So in the beginning, it literally would take me 1 to 2 weeks to write a script. I'm like, there's got to be a better way,
Yeah.
which is part of the reason why it took me so long to get up and going. But then when ChatGPT came, and then I got it down to 3 days. So I was super excited. I'm like, woohoo, 3 days. And then ChatGPT came, and I was reluctant. But once I again got past that fear and said, okay, let's just talk to it like it's my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I can do it in 2 hours now. Again, because I'm super analytical,
Yeah.
I want to adjust. Lance can do it like 30 minutes. He's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm recording. And I'm like, what? But I'm very detailed and high level,
Mm-hmm.
but I
Okay.
also attract those kind of clients. So the good news is whoever you are and whatever your personality is, that's what you're going to attract. So for me, my number one attractor is accountants, IT, biotech, nurses, doctors, teachers. So that's kind of my sphere. And then like
Mm-hmm.
Lance is getting the firefighters, the policemen, the artists. For some reason, I attract a lot of men that are chefs.
Oh.
So that cracks me up. I'm like, hey, come and teach Lance. But it's interesting. You'll attract your tribe, just
Mm-hmm.
being whoever you are. So if you're fun and outgoing, be that. If you're super serious, be that. And it's amazing. You'll get people when you ask, like, why did you reach out to me versus all the other people that you saw? They'll tell you. And for me, what people say is, I like how detailed you are. Nobody else talks about things that you're talking about. You said this. I went through 10 other people's videos. Nobody said that but you. So I can trust
Fascinating.
you. You're going
Okay.
to tell me. So I'll get that a lot. You're honest. And I'm like, well, you don't even know me. You're just watching my videos. And they're like, we can tell. And I'm like, okay.
That's a
So
huge
it's pretty
compliment when
awesome.
someone tells you you're honest from a video. This
Mm-hmm.
is great. Bill, jump in for a minute because I think you're going to compliment what's going on here. Are you unmuted or on camera?
I am. Yeah, just
There you
getting a recall here at the Toyota dealership done.
Oh,
So,
okay.
no, I just mentioned that, I have like 40 some people in my organization, and I'm like, I need to put together my tech stack so they can look at that and see what I'm spending money on. And people are at different stages. I do pretty much zero video, zero social media, but
Oh,
I do things a little different. And I will tell you, close to me has been the game changer. When EXP brought that up, I'd never even heard of it. And that's where I live these days. So if I was going to promote one tool, I would look at close. If you are a relationship driven business, if you're looking, I'm in Akron, Ohio. We don't get many people that are watching videos to move here. My sister does those actually as an agent, and she realizes she doesn't really want to work with those types of buyers anyway. So it's just a different plan. But close watches everything I do. I'd love to do a demo on it, but it's way too personal
oh,
because every
okay.
single text message I've ever sent is in there. If I said I need to talk to Peggy every 14 days, on day 15, it says, hey, you haven't talked to Peggy in 14 days. You haven't had an outbound call, text, or email to her. What's going on? So that's all I need in my life. Just reminders. I use it very manually, but I make my 10 to 15 contacts a day with that. And it's
Okay.
different people, whether they're buyers, friends, or otherwise. So, but I'm happy
And
to share
so,
that tech stack like document as well. It's a live thing. There's
okay.
nothing personal about it.
We would love that. We would
It's
absolutely.
closed with a Z. It's one of the CRMs of choice.
Oh,
I
it's a CRM.
actually
Okay.
I actually still use Bold Trail because Close does not provide a website, but I use Close for my CRM, and I previously had used Follow Up Boss for a few years.
So you use two CRMs then?
I use Bold Trail for my website only.
For your website only, and all of your CRM information is in Close. So we're going to have to have someone talk to us about this.
Yeah, and I'd be happy to talk about it. It's just, it really, you open that up and you get to see my whole conversation with my wife, and it's just, everything is in there. Not that I'm hiding anything, but I also don't want that recorded on YouTube. A one-on-one, I would do it. So.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for sharing that.
I'll share that. Yep.
Okay, who else? This is a great call. Who else is using things, or who got rid of something? And I know someone had their hand up earlier. Okay, I don't want to say, is it Enwina?
Hey there. It's
How
Aina.
do you say your first name? I don't want to butcher it.
Aina.
Aina,
Like
hi.
Ayna.
Welcome.
Yes. It's my first time here. I'm wanting to be here, but I have 5 children and school runs. We have one waiting for the bus now. So I'm so glad that I'm here, and I didn't know what to expect. So I'm just thankful that Thank you. I'm thankful to be here. And it's a wealth of information. So I've had my hand raised because I wanted to find out from Brandy if she had to go through one of the Levi Lassick or any of the trainings to get into what she's doing on YouTube, and or did she just figure it out herself? Because I think sometimes we feel like, oh, this has to happen before we can do something, so. But she said, and I wanted to know how long she'd been doing it. And then she said it was like 2 years or so. So.
Yep. So I started, I don't know if you've heard of Channel Junkies. I've never heard of Levi until recently, but I've only followed Channel Junkies. They were called something else in the beginning. This was like right after COVID. And they gave a lot of free information online. I don't know if it's still on there, but I basically followed all their videos as long as I could. And then eventually they did create a program, which I did purchase. And now I think they've done other programs and other things that they have. So Jackson Wilkie and Jesse Daw, I believe it is, and Ryan Strong, who's now with Remarketers. He branched off on his own with Adam, and now I follow them. So there's a lot of great people out there, but there's a lot of free stuff online too. So like, I don't remember who was saying it. If it was Carlene was saying, I don't have $10,000 to do this.
Right.
If you don't
have who does? A lot of people don't, guys.
If you don't have the money, there's so much stuff out there for free. It's insane. All you have to do is literally Google it. Go on YouTube or Google, and just like, how to put together a stroller or how to drain your water heater, there's free things about YouTube.
I love this. And Annie is going to put in, because for those of you who have just joined or have missed it, we have 4 years of Wake Up Wednesdays on our YouTube channel, and we want you to subscribe. Please, please, please subscribe. Bill, by the way, thank you for sharing all of that. Dee Dee, here's my sunshine. Dee Dee just always comes in with so much energy.
It's so sweet to see you. Tony had his hand up first, though. Tony, did you want to go?
I was just going to ask Brandy a quick question.
Sure, go ahead.
For the YouTube, I believe what I've learned is that it don't treat it as social media. It's factual. It's a search engine. And so if you're going to go down the path of YouTube, I think it's really important to know the difference, that you're putting information out that people are going to search for, and you come up as a resource versus treating it like social media.
Absolutely. And I've gone all in just on YouTube because I'm not a social person. One-on-one I am, but I'm not one of those people that just likes to be like, hey, let's dance, let's do fun stuff. Like, that's just not me. But I'm an educator. I wanted to be a teacher growing up, and I love to help educate people on why or why not they want to do something. So for me, I was like, I can do that. I can sit here one-on-one with someone and share my knowledge. And if I don't know something, find it out and then again, share it. So again, it is Googling. There are different tools and resources out there that you could use, like Answer the Public. And even if you just start typing in the toolbar in YouTube and say living in pros and cons, don't move, like you just start typing stuff, you can see just a whole list of what's going on. Or you even can go to your competitors in your market or other markets where people are moving and look at their highest rating videos and say, okay, let's take that title, we can tweak it, and let's apply it to mine. So what I did when I started was I basically said, what are 5 things or 10 things that I can talk about in a video that people want to know? So people want to know about location, people want to know about amenities, people want to know about real estate and the cost of things, or renting and the cost of things. What are fun things to do? What is the job market like? So if you can just talk about each little snippet for 1 to 2 minutes, like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes sounds like a really long time to talk about
Yes.
something. But if you just take a topic and just say, okay, I'm only going to talk about it for 30 seconds or a minute or 2 minutes, and then I'm going to move on to the next one. And it's just kind of, trickles down like a little domino, and the time will be up before you know it.
Are you doing this on location? Are you going to the towns, like filming in restaurants? Or are you sitting at home at your computer doing this?
So everything's sitting at my table with my
Okay.
iPhone in front of me. And then
Okay.
what we do is as we're out and about, or as we know we're going to do a certain video, we'll go out and create B-roll. Now we
Okay.
have enough where I have a whole library in my Google Drive under folders under every single city. If we're at a new restaurant or there's a new park, just whatever the situation is, or something looks really cool when we're out, we're like, oh, we should probably video this. We could use it later. If we're talking about best neighborhoods or neighborhoods someone should consider, I literally just take my iPhone, I drive, and I'm just like this while I'm driving. And I won't look, because I got to keep my eye
Yeah.
on the road, but you're just doing little 10, 15-second snippets. So it's super simple. And when we do go on location and we do a home, again, everything's in phases. After 2
Right.
years, I got my husband a drone. He crashed our
Okay.
first one in a week. Got got it replaced. We've lost it a couple times and gotten it back. So lots of stories. But we'll drone the neighborhood. But prior to that, I was just taking my phone and like, okay, here's the amenity center. Here's the dog park or the pool or the volleyball court. And it's just my phone, just like this, little 5-second clips. Same
Love
thing
it.
when you go to tour a home after you've walked through it and talked through the whole thing, then go back again and then just pan to the left, to the right, to the right, to the left, up, down, up. And it's just 5 to 10 second clips, even 3-second clips, and then walk yourself through the whole thing without saying anything, as if you're just a person walking through the house. And then you
Okay.
can take that. Not only do you superimpose that, when you're talking, you don't want people staring at you. They can actually
Right.
see the home, see the, whatever you're driving by. But then you can turn that into smaller snippets for Facebook or for Instagram. And then your longer videos you can put into Opus Clip is one thing that I do that I just started doing that last year. And it takes what it thinks is going to, be things that people want to look at the most, and it puts it in little snippets for you. So now I used to do it myself. Well, now my editor can do it in 30 minutes, and he gives me anywhere from 7 to 10 snippets. And then I put that on my Facebook or my Instagram. And then in the meantime, once a week, I have my main video that goes. So I only have to
Okay.
record once or twice a month because I'm only doing 4 a month. When I
Yep.
started, I was doing 2 per week. Now it's 1 per week.
Okay.
And then you just, again, make those into little snippets. And now, again, if you don't want to sit and create a whole bunch of stuff, you have all these little snippets. So I have a lot of referrals that I've gotten from friends. 3 that I have under contract right now are people just on my social media. They're not even like friends. They're like social media friends,
Yep.
if you will, in town. And they're like, we see you everywhere. And I'm not everywhere. I'm not on social media. It's just those little snippets. And they're little 30-second snippets that they're getting, but it's enough where they're constantly, it's in their face.
This is amazing. Okay, Dee Dee, jump back in.
Yes. Oh my God, this call today, right, is amazing. And it's all just us. Is no special
That's what I
person like
wanted,
coming
just
here.
us.
It's just us, some wonderful shares. I love all of it. Peggy, thank you so much. What I've started this year doing is, because also the budget thing, like Carlene mentioned, I've been using other people's events. So I piggyback. I either buy an ad on their program if they have one. I sponsor a table or I just contribute to sponsorship. And what I love about piggybacking on other people's events is that it allows me to work the room without stressing over keeping everything in order and having enough food for everybody. I just go there, I've contributed, I feel happy about that. Now I can go nilly-willy with establishing relationships, and it's helping me board on a few more investors than what I was already working with. And I have one wonderful luxury rental listing fully furnished that we just signed yesterday. So, and this is all from galas and events that I wouldn't even so creatively decorated and just beautiful. And so I just get to dress up and be myself and not worry about the hassle of putting it together. And I meet partners, new partners, people that are there that are lenders, and investors like dentists and doctors go. So I just schmooze and just get the info and share. I have my digital card. Most of them love the QR code way, so I just flash it and they just take my information from there. I tell them, please sign in with your phone and email right away. I don't want you to lose my link, or take a picture of it. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been working. So I'm working with new people this year, and I'm so happy. So eventually I'll do my event, and I'm taking ideas from everybody. So that, along with what the other ladies are doing, I'm experimenting with all those things. Insta is my favorite, YouTube as well. So yeah, in addition to those wonderful things that Brandy mentioned, Carlene and all the other ladies, I'm really loving piggybacking on other people's events.
That is such a great idea. I love it. So today, and I know we're coming up the top of the hour, there's a lot of new construction in Florida. And so today, the group that I'm working with, that I'm coaching with I'm coaching them on upping their game in luxury. We're going to a 5 point whatever $1 million home, which is huge in Cape Coral. And we're doing social media day there. So we got permission from the builder. We're filming tons of clips, and it's just piggybacking and promoting and doing whatever you have to do. So I want to give a quick plug that I believe on April 29th, I don't know if you guys know her, Alexa Diaz. She has spoken on stage at a many EXP events. She's the I Gotcha girl. And she's got like 5 or 6 kids, and she is rocking it, absolutely rocking it on YouTube. So she is going to be back talking to us. I just got a text as we're on the phone that she confirmed. I've got to confirm the 29th with her. So again, we are such a group of so much knowledge here. I know we love our speakers, but I have said this in the past. Sometimes when we just all collaborate together, I don't know, sometimes it just becomes our best Zoom. So I want to thank everybody. I'm super excited about going into Q2. We can keep this going. If you've got some ideas for speakers, please let me know what you want to hear, because remember, this is your Zoom, this is your community that we've created here, and I feel so much love for all of you. Thank you to anyone new that was just on. We're here every week, and like I said, we've got years and years of YouTube. Taking Opus, our VA is now running our Wake Up Wednesdays through Opus, and we're going to be getting clips. And I want to set up something that if you guys want to share those clips, this is for everybody. This is just not me. This is collective for everybody out there. So thanks, guys. Love you all.
Thank you, Peggy.
Thank you so much,
Call.
Peggy. Awesome. Awesome. Great.
Watson, how are you?
Thank you, Peggy.
Great. Thank you. Love you guys. So good to
Have
see
fun
you
at the
all.
shoot. Go crazy. Have fun.
Wait. All right. See you guys later. Take care. Thanks. Bye.